Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another update on the ongoing Paramount-Warner Bros. Merger, and this time it comes from none other than David Ellison himself. Excuse me. This article comes to us from none other than Variety. If you know, you know. David Ellison addresses Paramount-Warner Bros. Merger delay and state AG's lawsuit in staff memo. Quote, the facts and the law are on our side. Let's get into it. Paramount CEO David Ellison, in a company-wide memo, sought to project confidence that his $111 billion takeover of Warner Bros. Discovery will, eventually, cross the finish line. Time will tell, sir. Time will tell. On Friday, Paramount disclosed an agreement to put the WBD deal on hold for at least several months as it seeks to defend itself in an antitrust lawsuit filed by 12 state attorneys general seeking to block the pact. The agreement to pause the Paramount-WBD merger until after the trial will potentially prevent it from closing until 2027. Ellison wrote in that memo, we remain highly confident that this transaction does not pose any legal issues, and we will complete it and bring these two companies together. The memo, a copy of which was obtained by Variety, was sent Monday around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. About the decision to agree to freeze the merger pending the trial, Ellison said, we believe this is the right path because the facts and the law are on our side, and a full hearing will demonstrate why plaintiffs' arguments should not prevail. Seems fairly confident, right? At least that's what his lawyers are telling him. Ellison told employees that this week, Paramount and states AGs will discuss potential trial dates and provide an update to the court by Friday, July 31st. The states plan to seek a trial date for sometime in 2027, while Paramount Skydance team is expected to push for a fall 2026 date. I know this additional uncertainty has been challenging, and I want to thank you for your continued patience, commitment, and collective contributions, Ellison wrote in the memo. For now, it remains business as usual. Paramount and WBD are separate companies operating independently, and our focus remains on serving our audiences, supporting one another, and executing our strategy. Ellison closed out the memo with a rallying message, despite the setback, writing, "Let's go." Good grief. Wow. Does "let's go" seem appropriate for a corporate memo at all? I don't think it does. From the jump, Paramount has insisted its merger with WBD presents no antitrust issues. As Ellison wrote in the memo, according to the company, regulatory bodies and governments representing 65 jurisdictions have either cleared the transaction or chosen not to challenge it on competition and or foreign direct investment grounds. Interesting. Never heard of foreign direct investment grounds. That includes clearance by the U.S. Justice Department in June, reportedly over the objections of career lawyers who were reviewing it. That's interesting. Paramount has lined up $24 billion from the sovereign wealth funds of Saudi Arabia, words West, Qatar, I always screw that up, and the United Arab Emirates. According to Paramount, the three Middle Eastern funds would own 38.5% of the combined Paramount-Warner Bros. Group. Paramount has previously said foreign investors backing the WBD bid will not have board seats or voting shares. Thus, CFIUS review is not warranted. I have no idea what CFIUS is. Let's find out. What is CFIUS? I'm assuming it's some sort of governing body. That is the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, an interagency legal committee chaired by the Department of the Treasury. It reviews foreign investments and real estate deals to protect U.S. national security. Interesting. Well, I guess it's good we've got that, assuming they're doing their job. All right. Let's see if there's anything else in the memo worth talking about. This is Ellison's memo. Quote, team, I know there's been a lot of coverage about our company in recent weeks, and I recognize that references to court proceedings, delays, and deal timing can create questions and uncertainty. And so I want to take a moment to share an update on the litigation related to our proposed transaction with Warner Bros. Discovery. While many of you have likely been following the deal's development, here's a brief recap. Over the past several months, our leadership team and legal partners have worked closely with antitrust and competition authorities around the world. As a result, regulatory bodies and governments representing 65 jurisdictions, including the European Commission, Australia, China, and US, Germany, France, Spain, Canada, and South Korea, have either cleared the transaction or elected not to challenge it on competition and/or foreign direct investment grounds. These clearances reflect both the facts and the law. This combination is fully consistent with antitrust laws and will create a strong, more competitive media company with the scale to invest more deeply in storytelling, expanded consumer choice, and compete more effectively in a rapidly changing environmental landscape. Just as important, it will create more opportunities for creators to enabling the combined company to invest more in content, take creative risks, and accelerate the technologies that will deliver greater choice and better experiences for audiences everywhere. New technologies. You mean AI? Absent the lawsuit filed by the California Attorney General along with 11 other attorneys general and a separate lawsuit from the Writers Guild of America, the WGA, both seeking to block the merger, we would have been able to close the transaction in the coming weeks. Let me be clear, we remain highly confident that this transaction does not pose any legal issues, and we will complete it and bring these two companies together. To that end, Paramount, WBD, the state attorneys general, and WGA have agreed not to proceed with the court-ordered preliminary injunction hearing scheduled for August 3rd. The parties will instead move directly to a trial on the merits. We believe that this is the right path because the facts and the law are on our side, and a full hearing will demonstrate why plaintiffs' arguments should not prevail. This week, all right, we talked about that. In the meantime, absent any further developments, the completion of the transaction will remain paused. Our teams will continue planning under the direction of the Integration Management Office, the IMO, and consultation with our legal advisors. Given the revised timeline, the IMO may adjust the pace and sequencing of its works in the weeks ahead to reflect the revised timeline. Those involved in the interaction planning effort will hear directly from Tony Driscoll, who leads the IMO for Paramount. I also encourage you to visit the Integration Hub for the latest updates, FAQ, and other resources. I know this additional uncertainty has been challenging, and I want to thank you for your continued patience, commitment, and collective contributions. For now, it remains business as usual. Paramount and WBD are separate companies operating independently, and our focus remains on serving our audiences. All right, we read that. As always, we are committed to being as direct and transparent as possible. When there is a meaningful confirmed information to share, you will hear it from us. Until then, please know that we remain confident in our position and firmly believe that this transaction is pro-competitive and will deliver meaningful benefits for consumers, creators, and the broader entertainment industry. Words, Wes. Thank you again for all you do for our company, our audiences, and one another. I hope you have a wonderful summer and look forward to what we will accomplish together in the months and years ahead. Let's go, David. So there you have it. That is the internal memo from David Ellison to everyone at Paramount, giving them an update on the merger, or I guess the stagnation of the merger. What do you all think below? Do you think this is just posturing by him? Do you think his lawyers know something? It certainly seems like this is going to be a legal battle for at least another 6 months, maybe, especially if the state AGs get their way and it goes into 2027. It could be mid to late 2027 before this even goes down. So I don't know. I think they've got their work cut out for them. I think he's trying to put as good of a put as much lipstick on the pig as he can, if you will, because obviously they wanted to get this done sooner and now they can't, and they need to go through these legal channels and clear things up. So hopefully what's right happens at the end of the day. I think people who are working for Paramount and probably Warner Bros. Discovery are probably tired of hearing about this and would like to just focus on their work. So at least knowing that this is going to take a while, hopefully that allows them to, actually focus, do their jobs, and create awesome content for us to enjoy. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you on the next one.